Hi everybody, welcome back to Starfield Raw. This is episode number 46. I had to check the episode notes to make sure I got that number right. I am Joe the Widget.
Who's Trick?
I am back after missing my first episode ever last week, but Kilo and Rook held it down very, very well. And no,
thank you.
People, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to leave the show so they can just do it. Come on. They did great. I actually had fun editing the show. I had a few laughs, especially in the beginning. Thanks.
You're welcome. As you can see, you got out of the shipping container. Or as you can hear.
Yeah, I survived it.
Yeah.
You can see me, they can't.
Right.
Oh, boy. I made it back safely, so we're back in business. Rook is either going to be not on the episode tonight, or he's running late. We don't know for sure. He's in Texas right now looking for a new house, so he's got his stuff going on. But it's going to be me and Kilo for sure tonight. We're going to hold down the fort. Now we get the truly best episode ever.
Right.
Because Rook's not here.
The better than best episode.
Yeah, exactly.
There's your title.
Better than best. And I'm sure a lot of listeners are just rolling their eyes right now like, oh, come off of it.
I'm sure. We're all about the modesty around here.
Yeah, exactly.
And we do got a lot of great stuff to talk about. We got something exciting to share with our Discord, so definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, we're just going to wrap and have some fun here.
Or may not be something new that people have been wanting us to do for a while that we've been talking about and have not got around to until now. We'll announce that later in the show. There is no news anywhere regarding Starfield because we're in that famous lull before the storms. I fully expect us to hear about the next big patch in the next week or two.
Yeah, shouldn't be much longer.
They're very tight-lipped every time. And you can always tell when we're getting close to a big announcement because they just go completely silent.
Yeah.
For at least a week or two.
Right. But if you want about 500 episodes on all the different mods and how it improves the game and sensationalist headlines leading up to it, you can find those out there. Found plenty of those today.
Everyone's speculating. Someone found this and this and this. Well, there is one thing I'm going to get into with Mr. Kilo tonight that, from my experience in the game industry and based on what we've been seeing in Starfield, I think is a good topic for us to dive into. We'll get into that shortly after we talk about our play of the week.
Yeah.
We got some stuff around Discord. We got mods with Kilo tonight. He's got 4 good ones. I'm going to talk about one that I'm going to try.
All right.
And yeah. So let's just jump right in, man.
Let's do it. My week was actually good. It was actually somewhat more productive than it has been in the past. I did take a little bit of a break from shipbuilding. Not much, but just enough.
Had to take that break. Sanity purposes.
I had to. Exactly. But I did find an interesting solution to my issues there. But I started the Vulture quest line. Now, you said that when the minute that you turned around, that you saw him and you took a shot and you hit him. Yep. I showed up and it was nighttime.
Oh no.
I didn't see anything. And I knew what it was. Like the minute that because I have Andresia with me, and we come up over this rise. And as soon as you come over the rise, you look down, you see the dude sit at the table. And I'm like, yeah, this is a trap for sure.
I wish it
But of course, the game's like,
I didn't go from the top. I went down to the bottom valley. I noticed the sniper nest up there, but yeah, I wasn't near.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see anything. It was just dark mountains all around. But yeah, pretty much. So I went down and I did the whole conversation, and I'm already in love with it. It's got like that enemy at the gates feel, and which is I'm totally into. And I've started leveling up my ballistics and my rifle, and I just got my first level in sniper certification.
Yeah, that's where it's at. That's how you play this game.
I love that. Well, it's like okay, look, like I try, okay? I must have done, like anybody else, I've done about 36 different builds in Skyrim. Every time it's back to the Nightingale armor and the bow and arrow every time without fail. Like I love
Archer. Yep.
Yes, Stealth Archer. I love it. But yeah, so I got through that till I had the cave that you have to go. You track him down to the little outpost cave that he was sending all the ambushers to.
Yeah.
And I cleared that out, which was a heck of a walk. That's about as far as I've gotten there.
Made you really wish for those vehicles, didn't it?
It was such murder, dude. It was such a lot. And I was sprinting the entire time. I was running the whole time. It felt like it took forever. But the reason that I kind of ran out of time on that is, adulting and having to get up for work in the morning is I spent a lot of time testing my load list. Because, yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to be extremely careful because otherwise, if you do too much at once, you don't know what's going wrong. I had a couple of issues with my list. It took me probably a good hour and a half to figure all that out.
That is a problem with mods.
Yeah,
Yeah, they can
it's
change
a
the
setback,
game
but
in some fun ways, but you got to be careful.
yeah, and you have to be willing to put in the time and you have to be patient. You know, there's a couple of different mods that I've been eyeballing that I wanted to try, and one of them was actually covered by our good friend over at Delancey Gaming, and that was add your doors anywhere, but it's still got too many issues. Like I don't want to risk ruining my game over it. But so yeah, so my shipbuilding with my ships, I ended up downloading Duratech, and I ended up downloading Duratech, which has a lot of great parts. I mean, I actually posted in the Discord the pictures of my ship. It's not quite done yet, but there's a couple of interesting parts because with this, you don't need ladders. Duratech offers stairwells, ramps, and the Y-shaped corridor. It has Y-shaped corridors. And the great thing about that is that it's symmetrical. And what it does is it basically offsets your halves by 1/2. So if your halves aren't directly on top of one another, they can't form ladders. So if you stagger those Y hallways down your ship, no ladders. And then you can have stairways or you can have ramps if you have the room for it. So doing it that way, I was basically sort of, I guess, a side effect of it is that I could, like, all the doors are where I want them. Everything's good. So I'm very happy about that. I actually had a really weird encounter too during my game because as I was testing these mods, I went to Aquila City because Emerson was supposed to be selling Ranger gear.
I think I just watched your video about
And
this.
yeah, it's in the Discord. I put the video in the Discord. You guys can go check it out. As I'm approaching from the spaceport, people are running past me screaming. And as I go through the gates, there's an Ashta in. I've never come across this before. This is the first time I've ever seen this encounter. There's an Ashta just ripping at townsfolk.
Hmm.
A couple shots, pop, 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 put them down. But I'd never seen that before. And
I've seen
if
them
you guys
attack
have, I
outside
don't
the
remember you
gate,
guys
but never
mentioning
get
it.
in the city.
Yeah, directly in the city. It was absolutely wild. So I don't know. That was pretty much the most of my week. A lot of playing with the mods. I got a ship. I'll call my ship proof of concept, the first draft. It works. So and if you mix the Duratech parts with the Aventech parts, you can come up with some really cool stuff with all them sharp edges and the glowy bits and stuff. It's really super cool. Highly recommend.
It's an interesting build that you posted.
Thank
I'm
you.
still in love with my little X-Wing wannabe.
Did you use the Aventech
Of course I
parts for
did.
that to get the
Yeah.
actual? Yeah,
I posted a couple
absolutely.
of pictures of it in our Discord in the in-game pictures. But
Mm.
it looks like a modified X-Wing, but from the back of it, it looks like a jumping spider. I posted it. Yeah, there's a couple back in on the 22nd.
Okay, 22nd because we gab in there quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Our Discord's really popular. You guys gotta go in there and check it out if you're not in there because we apparently spend a lot of time in there.
Yeah.
Wait, third. Oh, there it is. I see it. Oh yeah, that's sick, man. I love that. That's cool.
And it handles like a dream. The best ship I've ever built that
That's
handles. I've
that's so
been
cool,
wiping
man.
the floor with everything on Extreme. And it wouldn't be
Dude, I love
possible
that
without the
one.
Aventech. Oh,
I
speaking of
love that.
which,
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say that the picture where your ship is landed with
yeah,
the Aventech wings glowing like that, it's amazing. I
thing
like
looks.
I like the Daretech wings that are on my ship. If you look, because they like fold up like an Imperial shuttle when
Yeah,
it's
I saw
landed.
that.
It's freaking yeah, it's really cool, man. A lot of great stuff out there in the mod world.
We need some more ship part mods.
I agree,
The more the merrier.
100%. Indeed.
Well, speaking of which, I reached out to the Aventech developer, and he got back to
Oh,
me and has agreed to come on the show and talk about his mods.
oh, that is awesome.
So I just got to remember
That is
to
so cool.
email him this week and set up a time for us to talk to him and put him on the air. Hopefully, we'll get him on the air next episode.
That would be great.
So we got one
I
that people
because
like.
there's so much about like I know nothing about it. Like I know you know how to make mods. I don't. I'm just in awe at the stuff that people create. It's just amazing.
It's actually, once you dive into the creation kit and how they have it, there's a lot of great tutorials out there. You'd be surprised
Yeah.
what you can do. And when you get your first NPC or object that you put in the game and you load it up into
Yeah.
the game and you get to mess around with it changes everything. You're hooked.
That's awesome.
I'm
That's amazing.
still designing my mod. I have not had time to play around with it yet and get it going, but I'm still gonna build it when I get the time to do so. I haven't
Heck
had time.
yeah.
So I decided to go weapon hunting. So I
Okay.
went to a level 75 system, and I found a base on one of the planets that had actually not one, but two level 98 legendary pirates guarding the last chest out in the open.
Oh,
So it was a sniper's dream.
okay.
I had it
Right.
on extreme. I took out everyone around him, surgically like I always do. Got up there and shot them until they were both one shot away from death. Saved it. And then save scummed for a good 4 hours trying to get something decent out of these idiots. I'm not kidding when I say this.
Wow.
I loaded it 78 times.
I respect the determination.
Well, after so long, you're like, well, I've done this for so long. I got to get something out of this.
Right. Sunk cost fallacy. You're like, yeah, you're committed to getting something better. Yeah.
There was so many times where I would barely get a blue off of one of them, but I had maybe 30% of the time where one or both had nothing at all.
Wow.
My luck is legendary.
Isn't it, aren't you? No kidding. If you're on a higher difficulty, aren't you supposed to get better loot? What has happened?
Ideally, I dropped it down to very hard at one point just to give it a shot. The loot drops were the same. No difference.
Dude, I am never going to Vegas with you. Ever.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I avoid slot machines like the plague. It's just like me giving money free away to everybody.
Just giving your money.
Here, take it. I can walk away and be fine. I won't win nothing. My luck is I'll put a 20 into a slot machine, pull the handle or whatever, and it'll come back saying you owe us 50.
That's funny.
I finally gave up after the 70th load. I got a legendary Big Bang, and I kept it, and I gave it to Andrasia.
Oh, okay.
Which she completely butchers everything with it. And then I remembered I had that energy sniper rifle.
Yeah.
I gave that to her instead, and she does even better. So I completely wasted my entire time on that. 4 hours down the toilet. I was just getting fed up. I figured, okay, there's this whole Astros thing, right? With the bounties. I figured I'll go do that. I'll go get 3 Astros, and then I'll do the same process, but I'm guaranteed to get a legendary, right? Went to the vendor after I got the 3 Astros. I only do the kill quests, the kill bounties. Won't do the live ones. I tried that once, didn't go very well. He wound up dead every time. So I got those 3, and I went to the NPC for it. I turned it in, and the very first thing I got was a white grenade. It's from this mod. This is not a joke. I can't make this stuff up.
Dude, like, did you? Okay, what was the movie? The movie Holes. Like, who did you piss off in a past life? Right?
I know it has to be something. I must have walked on too many Indian graves or something. I don't know.
Right.
Too many black cats crossed my path.
You didn't carry the shaman back down the mountain or whatever. Like, holy crap, dude.
I think there was one day where I had 5 black cats and a family of them cross my path as I was walking under 3 ladders near 4 broken mirrors. It's just stuck with me for life.
Apparently.
I have a very, very, very close friend, and she gave me a keychain that's in my car right now. She gave me a black cat for 2 reasons. She said, your luck is so bad that this black cat should cancel out your luck. At least put you back to neutral, right? And she goes, and where she's from, that's actually a good luck charm. So it's a double thing.
Oh, okay.
I need a lot more. I need to hang up. I need to have a horseshoe around my neck. I need a 4-leaf clover somewhere in my pocket. I need something.
Yeah.
And well, this grenade I got was a stun grenade that was from a mod. It's like a secret base mod. I can't remember the name of it, but it's in Neon, and you get these pretty cool train guns.
Oh, the secret operative mod. With the safe house.
And one of the grenades that they have in there is these flashbangs, basically. I got that every 4th time I tried.
Oh no!
I've gotten a couple blues after turning in 3. I know that was a possibility. Mostly,
That's crazy.
I did it, what was it, 32 times. I loaded it and tried. But I finally, even my bad luck can eventually run out.
Yeah.
And I did
Right.
get the best hard target I've ever found so far.
Oh, okay.
Not
There
a
you go.
legendary, but it was an
Right.
epic. It was a named epic.
Oh,
And what was the name of it? I have it written down here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. It's called the Long Distance Relationship. Perfect name. I love it. It has 15% damage while aiming, and it has anti-personnel on it, so plus 10% damage to humans.
nice.
After I kitted the whole thing out with all the good stuff, it had a base damage of 631. So I ran the numbers
Wow.
with all my perks and skills and everything like that. If non-stealth and being seen, I do a base damage of 947.
Which is insane.
If I'm stealth and I do not get a crit, that damage goes to what was it right there? I think it was almost 8,000 damage per shot. If I crit, it's a little over 10,000 damage.
Wow.
On humans. And I tried it out.
Crazy.
Yeah, and I one-shot just about every humanoid now completely. Even elites. I'll take one shot on them and they'll be on their knees.
I know who was on the grassy knoll. It was Wigit.
Right.
Widget was on the grassy knoll.
I actually did.
That's crazy.
After that, I actually went and did some more bounties. I wanted to get more Astras. I posted a couple of my little bounty hunts of my sniping festivities in the in-game pictures.
Yeah.
And I even drew one of the bounties out of the base. And as soon as he opened that door, I took him out right there. I didn't have to step foot in that base, and I took out the entire thing.
It's a wrap. That's amazing.
I have it on video.
It's so wild. Is there a sort of, remind me, because I was thinking about it last night when I was in the middle of that ambush. Is there a perk or a part of the skill list that allows you to shoot through walls?
No.
Is there anything like that, or am I making that up? Okay.
No.
Right.
We need something like that, though. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Now, imagine, though, with this being in space a lot of the time, it would be pretty difficult to get through that kind of... assuming it would be something really tough like titanium.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, there's always a possibility. If you get a 50 cal, you can put a hole through titanium. It's not easy, but the right round, you can do it.
Right.
So I'd like to see that happen. Here's the thing, though. I had to end the game shortly after this because I did 7 bounties all in a row, and not once did I get a single Astra.
Okay.
The game was not giving it to me anymore.
I've only completed the first mission with the Starjacker, so
you go down below in the
Are
basement.
you supposed to? Okay.
And there's a bounty board down there. And you can pick up your bounties, and every time you complete a bounty, you're supposed to get an Astra for completing it. It's the currency.
Okay. Right.
After I turned in those first 3, I didn't get a single one. I tried 7 times, and not a single one. It didn't even register them as complete. It completes the quest, but I get absolutely nothing for it. So there's something bugged with it, and I cannot get Astras again.
Man.
So I decided I had to take a break. It was starting to get on my nerves a bit.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, absolutely.
I did see a mod today, though, that I'm really tempted to try out.
What's that?
It's called TN's Class M mod.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've seen the...
Yeah. One cool thing about it, which really turned me on to it, was the fact that you can modify Starborn ships and color them.
Okay, you have my interest now.
Yeah, they put 9 snap points on the Starborn ships where you can actually put new weapons, new engines, and things like that on your Starborn ship. And they have a picture of one that's all black and decked out. Thing looks really, really cool.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
So I'm gonna install that eventually. But here's the kicker. This is leading me into a conversation here.
Okay, sure.
They have Class M parts, and they're using the parts that are already in the game listed as Class M.
Right.
Bethesda, I did some digging, snuck their Class M parts into the game a little over a month ago during one of the minor patches.
No kidding.
And here's what game industries like to do. When they're doing these patches, they will sneak a lot of the assets in undocumented.
Right.
So they have a baseboard for when they actually do the update that utilizes those assets.
Right.
So a lot of the times when you're doing stuff like the creation kit and you can access all the assets in the game, people have been started to discover Class M parts, ship parts that Bethesda has designed, built, and they are fully fleshed out. They're fully functional. Stats, everything, which makes me
Amazing.
think, in a very, very strong case here, that we're going to see a full Class M ship build feature in Starfield from the devs in the near future.
That would be amazing. And it kind of lends a little bit to what Rook and I were talking about last week about, do we have an update coming where we're going to see more of these larger ships? Because you don't see a lot of them in the game now. But you hear about all these battles and everything, it only makes sense. And now with the introduction of Class M parts, I mean, that's a whole nother dynamic, another element to the game.
I did some digging on myself, and they're well hidden. But there's another
Mm-hmm.
asset in the game that makes me really, really, really excited, and that is space station parts.
Right.
They are in the game,
Indeed.
also snuck in very recently. They're
Oh,
modules
okay.
to build a space station.
Right. See, I must have been mistaken. I thought those space station parts have been in the game for a while, but
No,
that's a recent
they had
thing.
the complete space stations in there that could be broken down because it's you break them down into smaller assets,
Oh,
but
gotcha.
not
That
actual
makes sense.
individual fleshed out parts with snap point.
Like, right, right. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm excited about that one too. I want my GTA garage with all my ships
Yes,
lined up on
I
the
want them
outside of my space
all
station,
around it.
dude. Like, yep.
See my jumping spider, and I get my other ship that I had built recently. I forgot the name of. Oh yeah, the was it the Death Leaf? That's what it was. Because I built it from a
The
Razor
Death
Leaf.
Leaf. That's right. We talked about that one. Yeah, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I still think that if when they do it, it needs to cost a fortune to do it.
Oh, of course. Obviously, I'm just wondering. My only thing is I'm wondering what the well, I say like it's an issue, but the thing that I'm wondering the most about this is because they seem to be coming in kind of side by side, the space station parts and the Class M parts. How is it going to work mechanically as far as gameplay is concerned? Is this just like we take our Class M ship and we go system to system, then we jump in a smaller ship and then we can fly down to the planet's surface?
That's what I
Is
was
this where
wondering
our
too.
vehicles are going to come from? Like, is it going to be like a Helldivers thing where it's going to drop the vehicle
Rook
onto the
touched
planet for us? Or
Rook touched on this a little bit with his idea, for the dropship idea.
right,
Either they're going to have to do one of two things. One, they're going to have to increase the landing capacity for the entire game to allow M class ships to land.
right,
But if they do go bigger, then they're going to need to use a dropship theory. And if you can attach like one of your actual like A through C class ships to it within a
yeah,
certain size limit, and
yeah,
then when you transfer around, you can just have a cut screen of you going into your ship and then landing that aircraft there, or having a small jump craft.
right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's okay. My gears are turning now. I'm excited about that.
I'm
Definitely.
wondering if when they do release this, if they're gonna have a bunch of enemy class M ships flying around everywhere that you get in conflict with.
Well, I mean, they'd have to.
Well, technically, I think the legendary ships are pretty much classic or right around there.
Yeah, right. They're definitely bigger.
I'm really curious to see if they actually have some of the Varun assets in the game yet.
Yes.
That I
Yes,
haven't been able to find
absolutely.
yet. But if I can get in there and dig and find around some and find some of the assets they use, I'm totally going to use it for my mod.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. Like, again, it would be logical for it to be in there right now.
We are very much on the cusp of something very big coming to the game. A lot of something bigs, and especially with the new expansion coming out, we don't know what
Yeah.
content they are building into it because we know that it's going to be Varun. Clearly, we've got that established. That's done, and we have a good idea about the story. But they are, like usual, being tight-lipped about all the extras. So usually, when games release these big expansions, they're not just adding story to the game; they're
Right.
adding content and functionality to the game,
Right. Absolutely.
and we have
And if there's
no
one,
idea.
right. And I mean, the only thing that we know at this point is that from the very beginning, it seems that Bethesda has been extremely ambitious with this game and has especially through recent updates, especially like the June update, they've been delivering. Yeah. If we get these start stations, we get these Class M ships. There's definitely some great story and some great content on the way. No doubt.
Yeah, so keep an eye out that we probably won't know what kind of goodies they're going to start adding to the game until probably a week or two before they release the expansion, which will probably be like the day they announce the release date of the expansion.
Right. Right. Yeah.
They'll have
None of
some
them
kind
such
of
we're gonna get
event
a
and be
heads
like,
up or anything.
guess what, guys? You get to buy the expansion tomorrow.
Right.
You
Yeah,
get a
that's
spaceship. You get a spaceship.
for sure.
I mean, we would love to have information, but they're just not going to give it. So all we can
The
do
only
is
thing I
speculate.
hope with this exactly. Well, the only thing that I hope with the Class M ships is that we have an expanded crew for the Class M. Because even the Class C, I had this maniac in my group on Facebook who basically she added every hab she could to one ship, every hab. And I think she got through like three different manufacturers before she started running out of room. So, but like even with my ship's a Class C, and I got a good number of habs on that ship. And with only 9 crew members, if you include Vasco or Sarah, it doesn't necessarily feel like a busy ship, right? Something with the Class M, I'm expecting something like you would see in a movie on a aircraft carrier or something, where you got a bunch of people running
Like
around
a
and all
Star
these different
Destroyer from Star Wars.
locations. Like, yeah, so I mean, if it's just like, all right, we're gonna up it to like, I
That's the
don't know,
Class Z
25,
ship.
right? So
Eventually
yeah,
get to
so
the
I'm
point where
hoping
we
for that,
have
but
our own like moon-sized
Death Star.
ship, Death Star,
Right.
the Class
Death
Z,
Star. Yeah.
or Class AAA at this point.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm
Uh
excited to see but I still want those ground vehicles. That's one of my number one. If I had a list, let's say you had a list right now of the top
yeah.
3 games you want to, the top 3 things you want to see in the game from Bethesda,
Yeah.
what would they be?
Yeah. Well, definitely ground vehicles. I'd like something like like an ATV or even like a heavy duty off road motorcycle would be cool. Something like that. Not necessarily like a dune buggy, but something functional like that. That's a big one for me. The other one, I would like to see them expand their romances a little bit, and I know there's a lot of people out there that agree with me. There's a couple of different players. I'm like, oh, dude, that would be really cool if they were romanceable. And number three, I would want to. I gotta think about it now. Put me on the spot.
Yeah,
And
that's what
no
I do.
preparation for
It's
this.
how I
We're
roll,
improv
man.
in here. Ad lib in here.
My number one, definitely the vehicles. And I love the idea of like
Yeah,
a dirt bike style motorcycle that I can go jump around everywhere. My number
yeah,
2 is definitely space stations. I,
absolutely.
I want to see that. And number 3 would be pretty much the same thing. I want expanded companions, romances, things like that.
Yeah. Well, I think my third one, and again, I mentioned this on a previous episode, but I think my third one is I want to see some epic spacecraft. I want those Class M's. I want a storyline connected to those large ships. I want epic space battles,
Yeah. Make space
That would
feel
probably
more
be
populated.
that's a good one. Yeah, that too. That too. I'd like to see some more, settlements. Fallout 4 lingo. I'd like to see more cities on some of these planets for sure.
Even that space traffic, like you jump to a planet and every now and then you'll get a one ship encounter.
Right.
Or you'll get into a little tiny space battle with anywhere from 1 to 4 ships.
Right.
I want to
But I'd like
see
some more of those. I'd
much
like to see
higher
some more of
scale.
those rent. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But I'd also like to see more of the random encounters. I think I've come across most of them, if not all of them at this point, and they're all cool and they're all fun. They're all very interesting. You got the guy that tells the Uranus joke and just jumps out of system.
That's a
That
running
one's a good
gag
one.
with this game. I've heard maybe 7 or 8 jokes that had no punchline.
Oh, who is
It's
that?
all
Isn't
over the
that
place.
the one I kept running into is the Explorer lady,
Yeah.
and she's like waiting for her drive to spin up, and so it's just like super awkward. Oh, I heard this one joke, and then yeah, the out before the punchline. The tour group is hilarious.
That one's
You got that
fun.
the middle aged woman that comes over the radio like,
Are
oh,
you
what's it like?
single?
Are you single? Do you run into a lot of pirates? The school trip one is funny to me too. All the kids asking
I've
questions and
seen
stuff.
grandma's ship a couple of times
Yeah.
in the game, but the other day was the first time I actually went in there and talked to her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it gives
sit
me
down and have a
some
little
really,
meal.
really creepy vibes.
It's a little bit creepy.
I'm
Well,
expecting to turn
she's
around a
got like
corner and find a pile of dead bodies somewhere.
right. Would you like to try some of my meat pies? Yeah,
I'll
it is
pass.
a little creepy. I mean, it looks like, we're all like Gen X area, and it reminds me of my grandmother's living room when I walk in there. The rugs and
Kind of does, yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's a little weird.
I got some weird, creepy vibes from it, though. I'm not lying. It was different. I was expecting some kind of hidden like storyline somewhere in there about this crazy grandma.
Right,
She's
right.
just
I was hoping to.
randomly. Oh, come on. She's randomly messaging people who are flying by in spaceships, not knowing who they are. Come aboard, have a cookie. Really?
Right.
What grandma does that? Who's saying in the head?
How long you been out here? Like, I just. Oh, you know what? The other one I would, because I'm kind of a sucker for old Irish music. It's like my one. It's probably
Celtic
one of my one
music? One of
weird
my
music
favorite.
things. Celtic music, like the High Kings and all. You know, Johnny Lever, all that. I would like to see the Valentine with come through with some more songs. I think that's cool. I like that. I don't have the heart to. I've heard a lot of people like to go and steal the ship. I don't have the heart to do it. I can't do it.
I couldn't find grandma's. It freaked me out at first. I couldn't find her cockpit.
Oh,
I
is
did
that a
find it.
euphemism?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
unfortunately.
oh.
Her bridge. I
Her
did
bridge.
find it though, and you can steal that ship apparently.
You got to be cold hearted, man.
Yeah.
You got to be cold hearted to steal grandma's ship. Come on.
If I was playing my pirate character, I would have. Even though
Yeah,
my guy's
that's
like
all bets
a
off.
stealth assassin murderer, he can't kill
Yeah.
a grandma in cold blood. Come on. Not unless she had a bounty. In that case, she would have been toast.
I mean, I'd do it. I wouldn't like it, but I'd do it. That's like it was like my all renegade playthrough on the Mass Effect trilogy. It would be painful, but I could do it.
Pull it off.
I could pull it off.
You have some mods to talk about.
Oh yeah. I do have mods to talk about, don't I? Yeah, I found a couple of interesting ones this week. I'm pretty much on Bethesda.net every day looking at the new mods that have come up. I found one for our fearless leader, Wigit. It's Old World 50 caliber Barrett M82 standalone by Bub 200. And this thing is cool.
Really?
Yes.
How come I was looking at mods yesterday? I did not see that.
Yeah. It also comes with a bunch of scopes, new scopes, and different things like that.
I've shot an
Attachments for your
M82 in
weapon.
real life.
Yeah,
Yeah, one of the most fun weapons I've ever shot in my entire life. It's crazy.
I believe it. It looks amazing.
So much
I've not
fun.
had the opportunity. Yeah.
My weapon in my service weapon was a Barrett, but a lower caliber Barrett.
Right.
Then we'll get into that.
That's
But
awesome.
I'm gonna have to look for this one.
Yes, absolutely. That one is in there.
I messed up.
And yeah, what are you doing, man?
Messing around with the notes apparently.
The other one that I found that I was really intrigued by, I'm not into. Okay, here's a couple things to look out for. I came across a mod and it looks like it's going to be an extremely large mod. But I realize like we have so much space for mods in this game, way more than we had with Fallout 4, like an insane amount. I didn't realize the
Yeah.
little bar until last night after I added like 4 or 5 mods. That little bar is the measurement of your memory for mods. And I'm like, I'm down here,
I think
which
they're
is great for an audio.
expecting.
Like,
I think they're
but
expecting people to actually do serious mods, like planet-sized mods.
right. Well, this is what I'm talking about because I came across this. I'm not big into crossing genres really. I know Rook and I kind of talked about it last week, but I'm not really into crossing video games. I don't like bringing like I never brought Halo armor into my Fallout game.
Right? Yeah, me too.
But so I'm not big into the Star Wars thing either, which is huge with the mod community. There is a mod that is in the works. If you look at it, it's only got like 4 kilobytes. It's like nothing is in there right now, but it's called Star Wars and it's supposed to completely alter the game. Pretty ambitious. It's supposed to completely alter the game to make it like a Star Wars game, which is insane to
Yeah,
conceptualize.
that's a lot. From
That's
a
like a
designer
complete
standpoint,
overhaul.
that's a lot.
Yeah,
I will say one thing though. I
that
will
is.
do. There's only one
Yeah,
crossover that I would do is if someone built Star Trek ship parts and put it in the game,
there are Star Trek ship parts in the game.
like the full circular bridge and everything like that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can't confirm. I didn't look at it. I saw it and I sent the link to Rook and he didn't look at it. But I did see a mod that was ship parts and there's very clearly a Star Trek
Style
Federation
engine.
warp engine on there.
Okay.
So
I think I might have saw that,
so
but
you
then
might
I have
want to
it
check it
labeled
out.
as Star Trek though.
Yeah, you might want to check that out. But that would, I mean, that would be cool. I did see on, I want to say it was Xbox community in on Facebook, and there was a gentleman who posted some screens of his work, and he was working on the Galaxy class saucer. So that also may be coming soon. So
That'd be so
basically, if it's not
cool.
in the game yet, it will be.
Yeah.
Mods, as far as any game goes, is like Rule 34. Guaranteed it's in there somewhere. It's just
Or
going
in
to
the
take time
works.
till someone comes up with it or in the works. Absolutely. But
Take your
anyways, I
time.
this the Star Wars thing I brought up only because I'm gonna have to break my policy on that because Rux RUX616 created the Mantisorian armor. So it's Mandalorian inspired replacer for the Mantis armor. And it looks amazing.
Is that the one that we
It
saw a
looks great.
screenshot in our chat?
Possibly. It,
Because that one looked really,
it
really
didn't come
awesome.
from me, but
Yeah.
yeah, it looks great. It looks worlds better than the. I hate the Mantis armor. It's horrible.
Well, the one that one of our
But
listeners posted was like a reimagining of the Mantis suit, and it looked incredible. It looked like a Mantis.
that's awesome. I don't think that was the same one, but
Probably
or
not.
maybe it was. I don't know. I think I missed that one. I'm gonna have to go back and look for it.
I know a lot of people have been trying to do replacers for that suit because it's like one of the eyesores of the entire game.
It's the worst. Another mod I came across. This was actually I can't even say I came across. I got to give credit to Lindsay Gaming, our friend over or to Lindsay Gaming, our friend over there on YouTube, because he was originally going to do a video about this. It's called Place Doors Yourself by Jim Soon, Jimsoon. He did not end up doing a video at that time because the mod had been taken off of
It was too buggy.
Bethesda.net. It was too buggy. It is back up. It is downloadable. I have not attempted it yet because at the time that I had to play this week, I was working out all my other mods. I was making sure that everything else worked. And honestly, it still makes me a little nervous just because I don't like the one thing I don't want to mess up in the game is my shipbuilding.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work and I pull the mod, then I have a ship floating around out there. It's all buggy. It could be a complete nightmare. So
Those are the
I'm
risks you're
waiting
gonna
on
take.
that one.
Yeah,
It is. It
I
really
would
is.
recommend waiting on that. Just like there was some issues with one of the unofficial patch mods lately. I gave a warning
Yeah.
about it. I'm gonna continue that warning. Be very, very careful when you're dealing with that kind of mod.
Yep. Yep.
Very
I
quickly
am
can Bethesda break it.
yes. I have so far had a lot of work, a lot of luck with the community patch mod. That one seems to be holding just very well. I'm having no issues. Not really coming across any bugs.
I
Not
would
going to
highly
necessarily like
recommend though, before the next update hits,
yeah,
make sure you uninstall it before you install the update.
pull it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing about mods that take a little bit of work, but they can do some great things for your game. Now, the other one that I want to talk about, okay, this one I'm actually excited about. And this one I would have, if I had time, I would have downloaded it and put it into the game. It's called SKK Ship Management Tools by SKK Mods. I heard about this one, I think, I want to say back in November or December, I heard about this mod. And it was only on the Nexus at that time, obviously, because we didn't have mods on console. And what this does is gives you a bunch of different ways to manage your ship, meaning it gives you an option to transport to your ship. It gives you the option to call your ship to you, which is huge for me. Like Sam's a pilot. He's on my ship. He can't bring my ship
Hmm.
to wherever come on,
All right.
get
Well,
out of here.
that makes
So
sense.
yeah, it gives you the option to hack enemy ships so that you can take them. There's a few different features under this mod. Definitely go to Bethesda.net, check it out. It's one I'm definitely going to be putting in this week, and maybe I'll give you guys an update next week on it. That's pretty much all I got for
Dr.
mods this
Tiki
week.
came in, joined me in Discord a couple nights ago. That guy's awesome. One of my favorite people to talk to.
He's great.
If you ever see him in voice chat, go and say hi. The guy is fantastic. He had a couple of ideas for us. Now, we get a lot of ideas. I do in particular, get a lot of listeners coming to me with ideas that they want to put on the show and stuff like that. Every now and then we get a gem, and Dr. Tiki had one of those gems. And I told him, yes, I'm going to bring it up on the show, so I'm going to do that right now. And what he would love to see Bethesda do, or a good modder, is the ability to create logos that you can then place on your ship, your hab, your suit, or even your gun.
Yes, absolutely. I'm on board with this 100%. Okay. I was the Need for Speed guy, the Need for Speed Underground guy, right? Like I wanted to put all the like Brembo, like all the different stickers all over my car. I love doing the vinyl, I would love this.
Even if they did a very rudimentary one where they just give you a whole bunch of different base shapes that you can combine to create whatever you want and color it. Yes.
Right.
I'd be on board with that 100%.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
Dr. Tiki has a fantastic idea, and Bethesda, let's get it done. It won't take long. Yeah. I know from experience it will not take you guys long to do
that. Absolutely. Well, there's another one on Discord that I wanted to bring up. High Powered Beaver, probably arguably the best name in our Discord. Arguably. Brought up wanting to add Aegis into the game in a future update, like kind of like how we have Trackers Alliance missions. Now, I'm not gonna get too deep into this because I did speak with Wigit before the show. I would kind of like to make a whole separate segment just about this. But you only do a couple of, if you've ever done the Sergeant Yumi's quests, his little jobs that he has you run around doing. If you've done those, technically you have worked for Aegis, which is the UC's intelligence service. If you walk around New Atlantis, you'll come across a couple of operatives having a conversation next to the little lake pond that they have there.
Yep.
So you do run into Aegis in the game, but it is not very fleshed out. And honestly, I have some questions for Sergeant Yumi because awfully suspicious. But I think this would be great. I think this would be great. Just like I was telling you before the
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, just before, like I was telling you before the show, like I got deep into the lore of Halo. I'm a big Halo fan.
Sorry.
Oni. I was all about Oni. I love it. I don't get there had to be one this episode. I loved Oni in the Halo series. I love learning about that. If you're a Critical Role fan, you've heard of the Volstruckers. I was fascinated by that. Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim. Love it. Like I just love the cloak and dagger clandestine stuff.
I was looking for that in this game when it first launched. I was looking for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing yet.
I mean, you get a little bit kind of with Ryujin. You kind of get that, but not to the extent that I'm.
That's more like corporate espionage.
Right. It's not exactly the same thing. Like I want like Jason Bourne, Angelina Jolie Salt type stuff.
You go through the entire thing not killing anybody, which really irked my character.
Well, I mean, it depends how you play it, right?
Yeah, well, I did it just to test my stealth. That's all it was.
The first time I did it, I didn't kill anybody. The second time I had zero patience. I'm like, the hell with it. I pull out the Beowulf and I'm like, all right, we're just going to get this done. I'll get yelled at and it'll be over with.
You get 1 credit for your services.
Right.
Speaking of Sergeant Yumi, and which is a great segue into what we're about to announce, I was hoping Rook would be able to jump in and do this with us, but he can't. So we're going to announce it right now anyway, because I want to get this going. And that is we are doing a new contest, guys. It starts.
Indeed.
In fact, the day you guys hear this episode is the day it's going to start. We will open up a new channel in our Discord for your submissions. And the reason why Sergeant Yumi is a great segue into this is because when we were at WonderCon, a little secret that we've been keeping, because I almost decided to keep this myself, but I did not. I was a good boy. You guys remember the time where we interviewed the voice actor for Sergeant Yumi, which I should have looked up his name. I am so sorry, I forgot.
Of course.
And after that interview, he was so kind to take a picture of Sergeant Yumi and sign it for us to give away to one of you guys. I will post a picture of it in our Discord on Friday, But I have a signed picture from the voice actor of Sergeant Yumi that's going to go to one of you people. And I'm going to give credit to Dr. Tiki for this as well. He came up with this idea and we ran with it. And we're doing a funny picture contest. This is not a build contest.
Yes.
This is a simple picture contest. Basically, here's how we want this to roll. Everyone will have a max of 5 submissions. So it's 5 submissions per person, no more. Anything past your first 5 will be discarded. It's going to be in Discord under the contest channel. And just like the exploration photos channel, no chatting. Just the pictures, please. It makes it a lot easier on us to do the judging and a lot easier on you guys to see as well. This is pictures only, no captions. We want you to tell this funny story just by the picture itself. No nudity, no sexual explicit content. That should be go without saying, but we know you guys, so they will be immediately disqualified. The contest begins June 28th and will end on the 23rd. We will judge it on the 24th, the day after, and we will announce the winner on the 26th episode of 26th, which I should have also looked up what episode number that's going to be, but I did not. No modded poses. This is important. We want just what's already built into the game for the poses, please.
Yes.
It keeps it a fair, even playing ground for everybody.
Absolutely.
We just want, again, we're looking for a funny story told from a single picture. And if you want bonus points for the win, because we're giving away a signed picture of Sergeant Yumi, if you get an awesome, funny picture with Sergeant Yumi in it, you have a lot better odds.
Indeed. Definitely worth the bonus points. And the name that you're looking for is Tohuro Masamune.
Yeah.
Masamune.
Masamune.
Masamune? Masamune. Yes, Tohuro Masamune.
Great guy.
Yes. I got to fill in for Rook here. So I got IMDb here. Yeah, this dude is a freaking shredder, man.
Yeah, on the new Ninja Turtle.
He's a shredder.
We did that interview on Raw and Nerdy.
Yes, you did. I forgot about it. He's done a lot of great stuff. Great actor. So
a lot of fun, and he was really kind enough to do that signed autograph for us. He was asking me, "So, do you want me to say something on it?" It's like, no, just your signature. So we're gonna give it away.
Right.
And he thought that was absolutely awesome. They were gonna give it away on the show. So we finally got to the point where we had the contest where we can do that. So that is the prize for this contest. No signed books. Sorry.
Are you willing to ship internationally for that?
For this, yes.
Okay, cool. So even if you're not in the United States, you still have a shot. So definitely get out there and put some work in. See what you come up with.
For something as simple as a signed picture, that it doesn't cost much. It's coming out of my pocket, but still, it won't cost that much.
Right.
We were throwing around the idea of possibly giving you guys a portion of the vote or some kind of power, whether it be like the pictures with the most emojis attached to it, like thumbs up emojis. The top 3 or 5 of them that have the most reactions would get put in the pool for judging by us. We're not sure about that yet.
Yeah.
Or giving you guys the ability to vote, to count your voice as one vote. We're going to discuss that further as a team.
We will definitely let you guys know before judging happens.
Yeah. So that is our contest. So get to it. Get your funny pictures out there. And we'll open this up the day you guys hear this podcast. So go to town. Have fun. I'm going to pin the picture up in that channel so you guys can see it, know what you're getting.
Yes. I have very, very high expectations.
We wanted to do something that we felt like everyone can get involved in. Not just people who build ships or not people who do outposts. We want everybody to have a chance at it and get involved in it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I guess I can't join the contest because
sorry, man, you became exempt.
I know. Well, obviously I am now impersonating a professional podcaster, but I also already put my funniest picture up on the Discord, which was the hunter sweeping my living quarters.
Yeah, that's valid. See, that's a good idea for a submission.
That's a good one. Yeah.
It tells a story in itself right there.
Yep, absolutely.
So you guys get 5 submissions, so make sure you pick your 5. You don't have to submit them all at once, but you get a maximum of 5.
Yes.
And I think that's pretty much it. Is there anything else you want to mention before we call it a night?
Not much. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just whore myself a little bit here in Starfield shipyards. No mods, no salt. We're on Facebook. We got a good community over there. I do weekly challenges. We do monthly competitions to become the cover photo for the group. It's a really great little community. Just make sure you answer the questions when you go in to join. And yeah, that's really all I got.
And if you guys are fantasy fans or want to read a fantasy novel, epic fantasy in particular, check out Emperor of Continia on Amazon.
Indeed.
Continia. You can search
Help
my
Twitch
name.
Keep the lights on, man.
Yeah, you search the name, you can find it. It's there. And plus the second book. If you love the first one, you got the second one. Guardian of Came.
Very nice.
And yeah, that's going to be it. Okay, so thanks everybody. But if you want to reach this show for business, for sponsoring, if you want to shout out something that you're creating, for instance, like the community, the books, things like that, you can do so. Reach out to us, starfieldraw@gmail.com, and we will discuss that with you. Our Discord is the place to be. We had someone come in recently saying they heard it was the place to be, and they were right. Discord.gg/Raw Podcasts. Our Facebook is Raw Podcasts. Our Instagram, you want to fill in for Rook on this one?
Instagram is Raw Podcasts 1.
I don't know why, but it just became a thing. You can follow us on Twitter at Starfield Raw. And you can reach us individually as well. I am at the Wigit, TheWigit, on X, on everything, all gaming platforms. The only thing I am not that, which you can still search that and find me on Instagram, but it's Author Widget.
Indeed. And you can find Rook at Tomcat213 most places. I believe it's Steam and X. He is Rook213.
I can never remember,
and
so I'm going to bring it up.
I've heard it so many times just in my brain. And I'm Kilo. I'm not Rook, but you can find me, Kilo Tango 1122, everywhere. Go, especially my Instagram. I've recently started posting on my Instagram again, and I'm getting zero traction. Like, I got nothing. I need some help over there. So come see me over there.
Help him out, guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening. Good luck on the contest, and we'll talk to you all next week.
Absolutely. Be safe out there in the deepest black.
You filled in for him good today.
I took it. I stole it.